Hello and welcome to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. Coming up later in the show, Mount Pleasant is back in Class 3A, but first, today's top stories. The Iowa State Senate passed a bill on March 7th that would limit the power of the state auditor's office by expanding the list of records that the office cannot acquire without the audited entity's agreement. This includes income tax returns, criminal identification files, and medical records. Supporters of Senate File 478, including Republicans Senator Don Driscoll and State House Rep. Heather Hora, have said that the legislation will protect citizens' privacy. However, opponents, including Democrat State Auditor Rob Sand, have argued that the bill would insulate needed information from inspection and remove checks and balances on billions of taxpayer dollars. Sand also expressed concerns about the bill's expansion of inaccessible records and the requirement that audited entities sign off before disclosing certain information. The bill has set off alarm bells across the country, with auditors from 26 states signing a letter that says the restrictions would imperil the state's financial opportunities and lead to significant concerns for the federal grant-winning agencies, which could result in a loss of federal funds. David Walker, a Republican and former comptroller of the U.S. Government Accountability Office, said it would rig audits in favor of the state's ruling party. The Washington County Y has been granted $750,000 from the state's Destination Iowa program towards its $8.5 million indoor pool project after an initial rejection. The Y applied almost a year ago, but was told last August it did not meet the criteria. The pool project was one of several recipients named in a state's news release, which said the program had $15 million more to allocate than the $100 million grant budget previously announced by the Iowa Economic Development Authority. Governor Kim Reynolds said the extra funds were focused on rural communities with populations below 30,000. Washington County Y CEO Amy Schulte said that unanticipated cash put the nonprofit in a better position to reach its goal of starting the project this summer. After 6 years, Summer Miller has stepped down from her position as the Henry County Fair Queen Contest Coordinator in Mount Pleasant. During her tenure, Miller provided essential advice and support to the Fair Queens, who expressed gratitude for her help. Current Henry County Fair Queen Chevy Mills wrote a Facebook post expressing her gratitude for Miller's guidance during her time as queen. Maddie Anderson also thanked Miller for her support. During Miller's last Fair Queen contest, notable judges such as Miss Iowa Bailey Hodson and Miss Iowa Outstanding Teen Emily Lurch were secured. Kelsey DeWitt, a former Mount Pleasant High School student who earned the title of Henry County Fair Queen back in 2013 and even became the Iowa State Fair Queen, will take over as the new coordinator. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the weather and sports.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Tammy takes the time and has the personal interest in each one of us. I don't worry about what's going to happen because I know my policy is taken care of.
She pulls what I need and puts it together, which is the program I get from her.
Every year she calls around September or so and says, there's changes again, and I'm going to do the best thing for you. It's been perfect. She does a great job.
Welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. We have your 5-day forecast coming up. First, obituaries. Mary Lynn Fedler of West Point passed away on March 9th at the age of 69. A massive Christian burial will be held at 10:30 a.m. March 15th at St. Mary's Catholic Church. Schmidt's Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Celebration of Life for Dick and Diane Johnson of Fairfield will be held at 10 a.m. March 20th at Evergreen Cemetery. Bennett Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Daryl Moeller of Salem passed away on March 11th at the age of 83. A massive Christian burial will be held at 1 p.m. March 15th at St. John the Baptist Catholic Church. Schmidt's Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. That was obituaries. It is now time for your 5-day forecast. Today the weather has been great with sunny skies and a high of 42. Tomorrow temperatures will rise up to 58 degrees and it'll be partly cloudy. There's a 56% chance of rain on Thursday with a high of 56. There's a 30% chance that rain turns to snow on Friday morning as temperatures drop down to 33 degrees. It'll continue to get colder as the high for Saturday is just 30 with mostly cloudy skies and high winds. We're going to take another quick break, and when we come back we'll take a look at sports. Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank. Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross, Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656. Welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. It is now time for sports.
And now, sports. Brought to you by Fairway.
The past 2 years have been a little funky in the long-time football rivalries between Mount Pleasant, Fairfield, and Washington. The Iowa High School Athletic Association's decision to add a new class to football separated the Panthers from the Trojans and Demons in 2021, but a new rule and some lucky math has the three rivals all back together again. The Iowa High School Athletic Association released its preliminary football classifications for the 2023-24 season on Monday, and by just a hair, the Union area's big schools are all in the same class. Mount Pleasant came in just under the line to get bumped down to Class 3A. When combining a 437 beds number with a .45 free and reduced lunch number, the Panthers ended up 73rd biggest out of the 262 11-man football schools. That makes the Panthers the highest school on the Class 3A list. On the other end, there were chances that Washington and Fairfield could possibly bump down to Class 2A when the FRL numbers came in. Instead, the Demons and Trojans are each just a couple spots away, but still in Class 3A. Washington beds numbers was 353, and the FRL percent was .48. Fairfield's beds number was 340 with an FRL number of .42. That made Washington the 105th biggest school in Class 11-man, and Fairfield comes in at 106. Although Mount Pleasant was not in the same class as Fairfield and Washington in the last two seasons, the Panthers did play the Trojans and Demons in the first two games of the year. Fairfield and Washington both had a 2-0 record against the Panthers during that time. Although the three teams are in the same class, that doesn't guarantee anything about the district. Districts in Class 3A are divided into groups of 6, but those are not yet put together. Among other area teams to land in Class 3A are Keokuk and Fort Madison. That is the news for Southeast Iowa. I've been your host, Nick Steffens. This has been your